basic movements and its main points. There are different requirements to the basic movements because of its complex and diversified schools. Here, we just give you some explanations to the video under the guidance of the rules of Wushu competition, which are adopted in China now. The basic and representative movements in Nanьцюань routines, such as hand forms, hand techniques, stance, footworks, and some leg techniques will be introduced for your reference. Hand forms. Fist. When clenched hand, thumb should place on index and middle fingers. Be sure the front of the fist should be flat. Top of fist. Front of fist. Fist palm. Edge of fist. Back of fist. Crank-head hand. When clenched hand, thumb should place on the pad of middle finger and protrude first joint of it. For next size hand, clenched hand, but thumb placed on the pad of index finger and protrude the first joint of it. Finger hand, clenched fingers, thumb placed on the side of the pad of index finger. Palm. When erect palm, called standing palm, and the straightened wrist, called straight palm. It is the same as Liu Ye Quan in Chang Quan. Fingers of palm. Bottom of palm. Heart of palm. Underside of palm. Dragon claw. Slightly bent fingers at the second and third joints and wrist. Tiger claw. Fully spread fingers and slightly bent second and third joints of fingers. Protrude the heart of the palm. Eagle claw. Thumb aparted from other four fingers, slightly bent fingers. Clasp big hand. Straighten the wrist and keep all fingers together. Clasp head hand. Similar to clasp big hand, but bend the wrist of the hand. Four fingers stretched hand. Bend all fingers except a stretched index finger. Double finger stretched hand. Bend all fingers except a stretched index and middle fingers. The thumb placed on the pads of ring and little fingers. Hand techniques. All the movements of upper limbs in attack and defense belongs to this category. Thrust punch. When the fist thrusts out swiftly from waist, forearm low inward and arm slightly bent, the force comes out swiftly. Double thrust punch. When both fists thrust out from the sides of waist, stretch arms and make the striking arm hit far. The force comes out explosively and violently. Parry. With an external rotation of arm, move fist up to the front and strike downward. Double downward parry with horse stance. Snap. From front of the chest, the fist snaps sideward or backward with the back of the fist. Straight arm chop. From front of the chest, the fist chops sideward or backward with the edge of the fist. Uppercut. From front of the body, the fist swing upward and the force comes out from the top of the fist. Place palm. The fist placed downward with curved arm and the force reaches at the heart of the fist. Inch thrust punch. With a bent elbow, the fist strike forward or upward from the waist. The whole range of the thrust should be short and done with force, which comes out from the front of the fist. Front strike. With an inward rotation of the arm, the fist strike forward with jingle hand, and the force reaches at the joints of the fingers. Push palm. When doing single push palm, the force should be reached at the bottom of the palm and the outside of the little finger. And doing double push palm, the force should be reached at the both outside of the little fingers. Double-tilt palms. With an outward curve swing, the palms tilt upward. The force reaches at the fingers. Holding palm. When holding palm, the heart of the palm should face downward, and when making double holding palms, the hearts of both palms should face each other. The force reaches at the tips of the fingers. Sweep. The palm sweep inward or outward with a curved arm. The force focuses on the outside of the palm. Shoulders dropping and the elbow hanging down are needed. Scratching fast claw. Scratch forward with tiger claw at eyes level, and the force comes out from the fingers. Butterfly. Push both palms, then overlapping the buttons of the palms. The force comes out from the heart of the palm. Back uplifted claw. When making a back uplifted claw with tiger claw, the palm face up and the force focuses on the tips of the fingers. Front cut with clenched big hand. Bend arm, then cut forward by stretch arm with the clenched big hand. The force comes out from the tips of the fingers. Elbowing. Elbow strikes sideward with bent arm and clenched hand. The force delivered from the elbow. Place elbow. The elbow placed downward and clap other palm. The force comes out from the tip of the elbow. Upward elbow block. The tip of the elbow moves upward, called block, and the force comes out from the tip of the elbow. Four fingers stretched hand push. Contract arm muscles and push four fingers stretched hand forward slowly. Arm. All arm movements in attack and defense can be called arm techniques. Forearm circling. Making vertical circles with forearm inward or outward in defense, called forearm circling. Hand circling. Rotate wrist inward or outward and finished in a catching hand. Also, it is a defensive skill. Withdraw arms. Withdraw straightened arms downward and place the elbows at the sides of waist to protect the ribs. Arm circling. Bend arm and makes vertical circle with elbow. There are two kinds of circling: single arm circling and double arm circling. While circling, the elbow is no higher than head and no lower than cloth. Forearm downward cut. When cut downward with the outside of the forearm, it is called forearm downward cut. Forearm strike. Twist forearm inward and strike out with slightly bent arm. The force comes out from the outside of the palm and forearm. Downward piercing forearm. The forearm pierces front downward with arm twisted inward. The force comes out from the inside of the forearm. Overhead elbow block. Slightly bend and twist arm inward and block up sideward overhead. There are single arm block and a double arm block. Piercing palm. One palm pierces forward and the other arm with wrist bend out sideward and the palm fingers stretch out. It can extricate oneself from the opponent in defense. Stance. Horse stance. Stand upright with feet over shoulder width apart and turn both heels outward. Bend both legs into a half squat to form a horse stance. Keep buttocks in. Semi-horse stance, similar to horse stance, except left toe turns outward. Narrow horse stance, similar to horse stance, except feet stand shoulder width apart. Empty stance. Turn torso slightly to the left and shift weight backward. Bend left leg into a half squat and the right foot steps on front with toe on floor. Bow stance. Turn body left and left foot step forward and bend leg with toe in. Right foot at rear. stretched with toe points to front rightward. Dragon riding stance, similar to boa stance, but the rear leg closed with toe on the floor. The closed knee can't touch the floor. Narrow dragon riding stance. Feet stand apart a little narrower than dragon riding stance. Buttocks sits on the cuff of rear closed leg. The toe of the rear leg touches the floor. Drop crouch stance. One leg fully bent and the other stand with knee down and the inside of the cuff touch the floor. Side bow stance. One leg bent with toe turning inward and the other one stretched with toe inward on the front sideward. Cross-legged sitting. Both legs crossed. The front leg bent with toe turning outward, and the rear leg closed with toe near the floor. One leg stance. Stand with one stretched or slightly bent leg, and the other one lifted with knee bended, and toe points downward. Footwork. All the movements of lower limbs belongs to this category. Advance. Rear foot steps forward, called advance. Retreat. Front foot steps backward, called retreat. Forward step. Both feet step forward one after another, called forward step. Lift. One leg rise with bended knee, called lift. Drop. Lifted foot steps downward on the floor, called drop. Front cross step. One foot steps front sideward and across over the other one, called front cross step. Back cross step. One foot steps backward and across over the other one, called back cross step. Knee lifted leaping. One leg raised and the other kick off and a drop first, called knee lifted leaping. Skip. Front foot kick off the floor slightly, and the rear one moves on with it. Then the front leg drop on the floor. Triangle working steps. Left foot step front rightward with a curved foot and a toe in. Right foot steps front leftward with a curved foot and a toes in. At the same time, turn tussle, left foot steps backward with a curved foot to form bow stance and horse stance. Shift weight smoothly. Leg techniques. Front heel kick. One leg raised and a bent knee, then make a front kick with heel by stretching leg. The heel is no higher than waist. Force comes out from heel. Balance should be kept. Back heel kick, raised and a bent knee, then make a backward kick with heel by stretching leg. The heel is as high as hip. The standing leg should be straightened. Tiger tail kick. The same as back heel kick, but both hands touch the floor to support the whole body. Snap kick. All the movements is similar to front heel kick, but stretch the steps and withdraw it when finishing kick. The force comes out from the step. If the height of kicking is lower than knee level, it is called T kick. Side sole kick. One leg rise and a bent knee with hook foot. Then kick sideward with sole by stretching leg. Upper body lands against the other side. The kicking foot is as high as hip. Front sweep. Stand with one bent leg and the other straightened leg. Sweep with toe in. If both hands touch the floor, to support the whole body, called hands down sweep. Scissor sweep. When making scissor sweep, leans body sideward with two hands touching the floor to support the body. Side sole stepping. Similar to side heel kick, but the stepping foot is no higher than knee level. It's also called stretching chicken's leg. Front sole step. One leg rises up sideward and bend knee, then steps forward with sole by stretching leg. The force comes out from the heel of the foot. The stepping foot is no higher than knee level. Sideward kick. One leg rises up sideward and bend knee with sole stepping downward. Then kick sideward with thigh of the sole. The kicking foot is no higher than hip. Jumping. Jump, double side sole kick. Be jumping high. Kick vigorously and swiftly. Leans body downward when jumping off. Please watch again. Jump, double tight tail kick. Turn body with face downward when jumping off. Both legs close together after kicking. And touch the floor with both hands. Leaping. Leaping forward a giant step and it drops smoothly and softly. Elementary Nanьcюань. During the first stage, you can start fundamental training. It consists of stance, footwork, hand form, hand techniques, and leg techniques. Usually, the experts said, stancing is the first thing in Wushu learning. What we're watching is dancing practice. Horse stance is the main stance in Nanьcюань, and the bow stance is the next. So, horse stance and bow stance, combined with empty stance, cross-legged sitting, narrow dragon riding stance, and one-leg standing practice are the main contents of the practice. Through stance practicing, one can grasp correct skills of a stance and increase the leg strength. The duration of stancing is varies individually. After practicing, massage and relax activities should be employed to release the fatigue and the benefit to the recovery. Combined stances practice. Here are the group skills of a stance. In first group, it is the combination of horse stance and bow stance. Through practice, you can gain the basic feelings of kicking floor, turning toe in or out, turn tussle, and whole body. In the second group, there are empty stance, semi-horse stance, and bow stance. While turning empty stance into horse stance, the weight can't be shifted over forward. It is mainly on rear leg when changing semi-horse stance into bow stance. While kicking floor and twisting tussle. In the third group, there are 7 stances. Each stance have different standards. You should get this experience first. In a world, much attention should be paid on this practice. Keep your stance clear, solid, correct, and diversified. Through basic group skills practice, the foundation can be established for next stage learning. In this group, twist torso and hip with force. When making thrust punch, the force comes out from the front of the fist. In this group, holding breath to gain extra force when making semi-horse stance. There are some punches practiced in stances, such as parry, uppercut, press punch, inch thrust, and thrust punch. Uppercut, press punch, inch thrust, thrust punch. This is a combination butterfly hand push in empty stance, semi-horse stance, and bow stance. This is sweeping, piercing, and holding palm techniques in semi-horse stance, bow stance, and horse stance. This is combination of hand techniques and arm techniques in horse stances. Third palm, push palm, four-finger stretch hand, hold palm, third palm, push palm, four-finger stretch hand, hold palm. Here, we will show you some basic skills in moving steps. The body balance should be kept. When doing double tiger claws in cross steps, electing tussle and stepping downward should be completed with force. Tiger claw. Snap kick. If kick with hook foot, it is called heel kick. After this stage practice, you can go on next stage practice. Second stage. In this stage, you can begin Nanьцюань routine 1 practice. Also, it is an important stage. Now, This is elementary Nanьcюan routines, through which you can gain more experience of the basic skills. There are over 40 movements in this routine, including basic stances, footworks, leg techniques, hand forms, and arm techniques, leaping and jumpings. Now please look at the whole process performed in slow motions. Ready position. Hold fist. First section. Left and right cross steps. Separate palms in horse stance. Double blocks in left bow stance. Retreat, hold fist in side bow stance. Double arm cut. Double tit. Withdraw arms and a double forefinger stretch hand push. Double hand palm. Withdraw arm. Butterfly hand and double push palms in left bow stance. Butterfly hand and double push palm in right bow stance. Double circle arms in horse stance. Form circle in tiger claw. Hold fist in leaping and feet together. Kicking with left front cross steps. Standing with one leg. Leaping. Hold fist in semi-horse stance. Place palm in right bow stance. Forefinger stretch hand push. Right uppercut in left bow stance. Left uppercut in right bow stance. Forward and parry press punch in left bow stance. Retreat in the left inch thrust. Right thrust punch in side bow stance. Second section. Triangle walking steps. Turn body and cut palm in semi-horse stance. Curved arm and left T-tick. Double push palm with retreating step. Thrust punch in side bow stance. Curved arm and a right side stepping. Double push palm bow stance. Turn torso and an elbow block in right bow stance. Flower hand with left and right crossed leg sitting. Double butterfly hands in bow stance. Blocks in horse stance. Parry uppercut in left bow stance. Advance and palm piercing. Thrust punch in horse stance. Right snap palm in cross steps. Turn tussle and parry. Arrow dragon riding stance. Turn tussle and a scratching fast claw in left bow stance. Thrust punch in empty stance and push palm. Hold fist with feet together. Finishing position. Third stage. Through above practice and training, your basic skills have been improved and more experience have been accumulated. Then you can begin intermediate Nanьcюan routine practice and learning. Also, you can learn intermediate Nanьcюan routines with weapons or sparring. Here, the tiger and the crane boxing is an imitation plus fighting arts which blends Nanьcюan combat techniques with imitation of tiger and crane. All the routine was well netted with unique style and rich contents. It is a suitable routine for those who have grasped the element Nanьcюan to go on further learning. Now we would like to give you some explanations about it. This routine was performed in slow motions. Section 1. Ready position, hold fist. Push palm and thrust punch in empty stance. Left foot steps forward and hold fist. Right coil arm and tip palm. Right withdraw arm and push palm. Right withdraw arm and forefinger stretch hand push. Right withdraw arm and hold palm. Right circle arm and hold fist. Left coil arm and left palm. Left withdraw arm and push palm. Left withdraw arm and forefinger stretch hand. Left withdraw arm and hold palm. Left circle arm and hold fist. Double arm cut in horse stance. Circle arms and a double forefinger stretch hand push. Withdraw both arms and a double forefinger stretch hand push. Withdraw both arms and hold palms. Double butterfly hand push in left bow stance. Double butterfly hand push in right bow stance. Double circling hand in horse stance. Arm circling, hold fist in feet together standing. Section 2. Right heel kick in front cross steps. Leaping forward and a press palm in bow stance. Piercing upward in right bow stance. Double tiger claw in empty stance. Double thrust punch in left bow stance. Double tiger claws in right bow stance. Single tiger claw in left empty stance. Double tiger claws in right bow stance. Single tiger claw in left empty stance. Section 3. Turn body and leaping forward. Single tiger claw in left empty stance. Dragon riding stance and a double tiger claw. Dragon riding stance and a double tiger claw in left bow stance. Section 4. Left coil arm in right bow stance. Forefinger stretch hand push in right bow stance. Hook arms in bow stance and a right uppercut and a left thrust punch. Right coil arm in left bow stance. Forefinger stretch hand push in left bow stance. Hook arms in bow stance and a left uppercut and a right thrust punch. Clasp big head in right empty stance. Clasp big hand in front cross steps. Separate palms and a right snap kick. Clasp big in horse stance. Separate palms and a left snap kick in one leg standing. Clasp big hand. Section 5. Withdraw arms and a right thrust punch in left bow stance. Retreat, withdraw arms and a left thrust punch in right bow stance. Snap downward in front cross steps. Turn body, double inch thrust in left bow stance. Withdraw arms and a right thrust punch in left bow stance. Section 6. Dragon riding stance, separate inch thrust in right bow stance. Dragon riding stance, separate inch thrust in left bow stance. Forefinger stretch hand push in right bow stance. Consecutive uppercuts in bow stance. Right press punch in left bow stance. Left inch strikes in side bow stance. Section 7. Right thrust punch in left bow stance. Curved arm and right sole stepping. Double push palms in left bow stance. Left thrust punch in right bow stance. Curved arm and a left T kick. Double push palm in right bow stance. Elbowing in left bow stance. Double tiger claws in right bow stance. Section 8. Tiger claw in front cross steps. Turn body and a separate parry. Right up parry. Piercing arm and a right thrust punch in horse stance. Section 9. Turn body and a side heel kick. leaping forward and separated palms in drop close standing. Turn body and plant strike. Cross-legged sitting. Section 10. Dragon riding stance, butterfly hand in right bow stance. Dragon riding stance, butterfly hand in left bow stance. Right forefinger stretch hand push in cross-legged sitting. Front kick with separated palms. Leaping backward and double thrust punch. Push palm and thrust punch in left empty stance. Retreat step. Now, please watch the performance of Nanьcюань Routine 3. Here, please watch Advanced Nanьcюань Routine, which performed by Mr. Yan Shivень, the national Nanьcюань champion in 4 times running. This routine was performed by Mr. Yang in the National Routine Cup competition.